My child, listen closely. A story is unfolding, one that will grip your heart and make you see the world differently. Picture this, a quiet street, the kind where nothing ever happens. A black van sits at the corner, its engine off, blending into the shadows. Inside, a man waits, his eyes sharp, his mind racing. He's not just any man, he's calculated every move, every second. His plan is flawless, his target just steps away. The door is about to slide open. But then, something happens. Something he never saw coming. His hands freeze, his breath catches, and he bolts, leaving the plan in ruins. Why? What stopped him? And here's the twist, this wasn't just any target. It was someone you know, someone close to your world. But this wasn't about money or power. No, my child, what this man wanted was something far darker, something that will shake you to your core. Let's dive in, because the truth is about to unravel, and it's unlike anything you've ever heard. The van was parked on a street so still you could hear the wind whisper. The man inside wasn't nervous, not at first. He was calm, focused, like a hunter waiting for the perfect moment. His gloves were ready, his tools in place, his escape route mapped out in his head. He'd done this before, not this exact thing, but things like it. He knew how to move in the dark, how to disappear. The target was close now, walking down the sidewalk, unaware. Just a few more steps, and it would all be over. His hand reached for the door handle, his heart steady. But then, a single sound broke the silence. His phone buzzed. Just once. He ignored it at first, annoyed at the distraction. But something inside him, something he couldn't explain, told him to look. So he did. And when he read the message, everything changed. His face went pale. His hands started to shake. The man who'd been so sure, so ready, was now trembling like a leaf in a storm. He didn't slide the door open. He didn't step out. Instead, he slammed the van into gear and sped away, leaving the target untouched. What could scare a man like that? What could make someone so cold, so calculated, run like he'd seen a ghost? My child, it wasn't fear of getting caught. It wasn't the police or a witness. It was the message itself, the words on that screen. They weren't just instructions, they were a glimpse into something evil, something that made even a hardened man want to flee. The message came from the one who hired him. Not a friend, not a partner, but someone with a heart full of shadows. This wasn't a random job, my child. This was planned, carefully, by someone who knew the target, someone who'd watched them, studied them. But what they wanted wasn't what you'd expect. It wasn't cash, not jewelry, not even secrets. It was something far worse. The message told him what to do once he had the target. It wasn't about holding them for ransom in the way you'd think. No, the instructions were clear: take the target alive and bring something specific back. Not money, not gold, but something sacred, something that would stain the soul of anyone who touched it. The man read the first line, and his world tilted. His breath grew short, his pulse loud in his ears. The words weren't normal. They weren't human. They spoke of a ritual, a demand so dark it made his stomach turn. He was supposed to take the target to a place where no one would find them. And then, he was to collect something from them, not their possessions, but something personal, something tied to their very being. The message said to bring a piece of their spirit, a token of their essence, something that could only be taken through pain and fear. Not a physical thing you could hold, but something that would bind the target to the one who hired him, forever. This wasn't just a crime, my child. This was a transaction with darkness itself. The one behind it didn't want wealth or power in the way men do. They wanted control, not over the body, but over the soul. They wanted to break something pure, to twist something good into something wicked. And the target? Oh, my child, the target was someone you'd recognize. Someone who laughs with you, who shares your streets, your spaces. Someone whose light shines so bright it caught the eye of envy. This wasn't random. The one who planned this knew them, watched them, hated them for what they had: peace, joy, a life untouched by the shadows that consumed the planner's heart. The man in the van wasn't a stranger to sin. He'd walked dark paths before, done things most would never admit. But this was different. Even he could feel the weight of it, the wrongness. His hands shook as he read the message again, hoping he'd misunderstood. But the words were clear. They burned into his mind, each one heavier than the last. He saw the truth: this wasn't just a job. This was a step into something ancient, something forbidden. And in that moment, something inside him screamed to stop. Not his conscience, he'd buried that long ago. No, this was something else, something bigger. It was as if the air in the van grew thick, the shadows deeper. He felt watched, not by eyes, but by something greater. He didn't know it, my child, but that was me. My presence filled that van, my light pierced the darkness. The man didn't see me, didn't hear me, but he felt me. He felt the weight of heaven's gaze, and it was too much for him. He couldn't move forward, couldn't follow through. The message had shaken him, but it was my hand that stopped him. I stood between the target and the evil that hunted them. I broke the plan before it could begin. The van sped away, tires screeching, because the man knew, deep in his bones, that this wasn't just a failed job. It was a warning. A line he couldn't cross. But who was the target? Why them? And who was the one pulling the strings, the one who dared to dream up such a wicked plan? The target, my child, was someone close to you. Not just a name, but a face you know, a voice you've heard. They're part of your world, someone whose life touches yours in ways you might not even realize. Maybe they're the neighbor who always waves, the friend who shares your coffee breaks, the family whose kids play in the same park as yours. Their light, their goodness, drew the attention of someone else, someone who couldn't stand to see them thrive. The one behind it wasn't a stranger. It was someone who'd crossed paths with the target before, someone who'd smiled at them while hiding a storm inside. Jealousy had taken root in their heart, growing into something ugly, something that invited darkness in. They saw the target's happiness, their blessings, and it burned them. Why them? Why not me? That question festered, turned to hate, and that hate became a plan. They didn't just want to hurt the target, they wanted to take something from them, something that could never be replaced. And they were willing to do anything to make it happen, even if it meant stepping into the shadows of evil itself. But I saw it all, my child. I saw the plan before it was even whispered. I knew the target's name before the van ever parked on that street. And I was already moving, already working to protect what's mine. No plan of darkness can stand against me. No scheme of evil can touch those I cover. The target is safe today, not because the man in the van changed his mind, but because I changed his heart. I filled that moment with my presence, and even a man lost in sin couldn't ignore it. He ran, not from the police, not from fear of getting caught, but from me. From the truth that some lines can't be crossed, some plans can't be completed. Let's go deeper, my child, because this story isn't just about a van or a failed plan. It's about the battles you don't see, the ones happening all around you. Every day, there are forces moving, some to lift you, some to pull you down. The target didn't know they were in danger, but they were never alone. I was there, watching, guarding, turning evil's plans to dust. And you, my child, are never alone either. You might not see the threats, the shadows that try to creep into your life, but I do. I see every step before it's taken, every plan before it's formed. And I'm always one step ahead. Think about the target for a moment. Picture them, a person who carries light, who walks through life with a smile that makes others feel warm. Maybe it's someone who's helped you, who's shared a kind word when you needed it most. Their life isn't perfect, but it's blessed. They have something others want, not money or things, but peace. That peace drew the attention of someone else, someone whose heart had grown cold. The planner, the one behind the van, wasn't born evil. They were someone who once laughed, who once dreamed, but somewhere along the way, they let bitterness take over. A small seed of envy grew into a forest of hate, and that hate led them to a place where darkness could whisper its plans. That's how it starts, my child. Not with a grand evil scheme, but with a single thought, a single moment of weakness. A thought like, why do they have what I don't? That thought, left unchecked, becomes a chain. It binds the heart, clouds the mind, and opens the door to things that should never be invited in. The planner didn't wake up one day and decide to do something so dark. It was a slow fall, a step-by-step descent into a place where light couldn't reach. They saw the target's joy and couldn't stand it. They saw their blessings and felt cheated. And instead of turning to me, instead of asking for their own path, they listened to a voice that promised them power, promised them control. But here's the truth, my child, no one can steal what I've given. No one can take the light I've placed in you or in those I love. The planner thought they could control the target, could break them, could take what wasn't theirs. But they forgot one thing, me. I'm the one who sets the boundaries, who draws the lines, who says, this far and no further. The man in the van was their tool, but even he couldn't cross the line I'd drawn. When he read that message, when he saw what was really being asked of him, he felt it, the weight of something bigger than himself, something he couldn't fight. That was my hand, my power, my promise to protect what's mine. Now, let's talk about you, my child. Because this story isn't just about the target or the van or the planner. It's about the battles in your own life, the ones you face every day. You might not have a van parked on your street, but there are moments when darkness tries to creep in. Maybe it's a thought that tells you you're not enough. Maybe it's a fear that keeps you up at night. Maybe it's someone else's envy, their words, their actions, trying to dim your light. But hear me clearly, you are covered. You are mine. And no plan, no scheme, no shadow can touch what I've claimed. The target didn't know what was coming, but they didn't need to. I knew. I was there. And I'm here for you too. Every step you take, every challenge you face, I'm walking with you. The planner thought they could control the outcome, but they were wrong. I turned their plan to chaos, their confidence to fear. And I'll do the same for you. Whatever's trying to hold you back, whatever's trying to steal your peace, it's no match for me. I'm bigger than your fears, stronger than your enemies, greater than your struggles. Let's go back to that street for a moment. Imagine the target, walking along, maybe humming a song, maybe thinking about their day. They had no idea what was waiting in that van, no idea how close they came to danger. But they didn't need to know, because I was already moving. My angels were already in place, my hand already on the situation. The man in the van thought he was in control, but he was wrong. The planner thought they'd won, but they were wrong too. And the darkness that whispered to them? It was powerless the moment I stepped in. That's what I want you to hold on to, my child. You don't have to see every threat to be safe from it. You don't have to fight every battle to win it. I'm fighting for you, standing guard, turning plans against you into testimonies of my power. The target is still here, still smiling, still shining, because I said so. And you're still here, still standing, still moving forward, because I'm with you. Always. Now, let's talk about the planner, the one who started it all. They weren't always like this. Once, they were someone you might have trusted, someone who seemed kind, who seemed normal. But something changed. A wound they never healed, a hurt they never let go of, it grew into something dark. They saw the target's life, saw their joy, and it felt like a mirror showing them everything they didn't have. Instead of choosing to heal, they chose to hate. Instead of seeking me, they sought control. And that choice led them to a place where darkness could use them, could twist their pain into a weapon. But even they aren't beyond my reach, my child. I see their heart, just like I see yours. I know their pain, just like I know yours. And while their plan failed, while their darkness was exposed, I'm still calling to them, still offering a way back. Because that's who I am. I don't just protect the light, I chase the shadows too. I don't just save the target, I reach for the one who's lost. But they have a choice, just like you do. They can turn back, or they can keep running into the dark. And that choice will decide what comes next for them. Let's step into the target's world for a moment, my child. After that day, they kept walking, kept living, unaware of the danger they'd escaped. But something changed in them, even if they didn't know why. They felt a new strength, a deeper peace, as if something unseen had wrapped around them, shielding them. Their laughter grew brighter, their steps surer. They didn't know about the van, the message, the plan, but they felt me. They felt my presence, my protection, my love. And that changed them, made them bolder, made them shine even more. That's what my protection does, my child. It doesn't just keep you safe, it makes you stronger. It doesn't just stop the enemy, it lifts you higher. The target went home that night, sat with their family, shared a meal, laughed like nothing had happened. But something had happened. I had happened. I had stood in the gap, turned back the darkness, and kept their light burning. And I'm doing the same for you, every single day. Think about your own life, my child. Think about the moments you've walked through, the times you felt weak, afraid, unsure. Maybe you didn't see the threats, didn't know how close danger came, but you're still here. Why? Because I was there. I was in the shadows, in the storms, in the moments when you thought you couldn't go on. I was the one who carried you, who shielded you, who turned the plans against you into dust. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, because I'm with you. The planner, the one who set this all in motion, didn't start out wanting to hurt anyone. They were hurt themselves, carrying wounds they never let heal. Maybe it was a lost opportunity, a broken dream, a moment when they felt left behind. That pain grew, twisted, became something they couldn't control. And when they saw the target's life, saw their joy, their peace, it was like salt in that wound. They couldn't let it go. They couldn't move on. So they made a choice, a terrible one, to take what wasn't theirs, to dim a light that wasn't theirs to touch. But their plan didn't just fail, it backfired. The man in the van ran, not just from the job, but from the darkness he'd glimpsed. The planner's scheme collapsed, and now they're left with nothing but their own emptiness. That's what happens when you fight against my plans, my child. You don't just lose, you lose everything. But even now, I'm calling to them, offering a way out. Because no one is too far gone, no heart too dark, no soul too lost. My love reaches even there. For you, my child, the message is different. You're not the planner, not the one chasing shadows. You're the one I'm lifting, the one I'm guiding. Your life isn't random, your struggles aren't forever. Every challenge you face is building something in you, strength, courage, faith. Every moment that feels too heavy is preparing you for something greater. The target didn't know they were in danger, but they were never alone. You might not see every battle, but you're never alone either. Let's pause and reflect on the target's life after that day, my child. They went back to their routine, work, family, friends, but something was different. They started noticing the little things more, the warmth of the sun, the sound of their children's laughter, the quiet moments of gratitude. They didn't know why, but they felt a shift, a sense that something bigger was at work. Maybe they prayed a little longer, hugged their loved ones a little tighter, smiled at strangers a little more. They were marked, not by fear, but by favor. My favor. My hand was on them, and it changed the way they moved through the world. That's what I do, my child. I don't just stop the darkness, I multiply the light. The target story didn't end with a van speeding away. It began anew, with a deeper trust, a stronger hope. They started dreaming bigger, loving deeper, living bolder. And that's what I'm calling you to do. Your life isn't meant to be small, meant to be dimmed by fear or doubt. You're meant to shine, to rise, to walk in the fullness of what I've planned for you. The planner's story, though, is a warning. Their pain wasn't the problem, it was their choice. They could have turned to me, could have let me heal what was broken. Instead, they fed their hurt, let it grow into something that consumed them. They looked at the target and saw everything they thought they'd lost. But what they didn't see was that their own path was still waiting, still open, if only they'd choose it. Even now, I'm knocking on their heart, whispering, "Come back." Because my love doesn't give up, even when someone's walked far into the shadows. Your path, my child, is different. You're not meant to carry bitterness or envy. You're meant to carry light. The battles you face, the moments that test you, they're not here to break you. They're here to build you. Every time you choose faith over fear, love over hate, hope over despair, you're stepping closer to the life I've designed for you. The target didn't know they were protected, but they felt it. You might not see every way I'm working, but you can feel it too, in the peace that comes when you least expect it, in the strength that rises when you're at your weakest. Your season is changing, my child. The weight you've carried, the pain you've felt, it's not your future. I'm breaking chains, opening doors, making ways where there were none. The miracle you've prayed for, the one you've cried over, it's coming. Not maybe, not someday, today. I'm working in your life right now, turning impossible into possible, turning dead ends into new beginnings. You might not see it yet, but it's there. My hand is on you, my plan is unfolding, and nothing can stop it. Don't shrink back. Don't let fear or doubt steal what I've promised. The target's light still shines because I protected it. Your light will shine too, because I'm protecting you. The planner's scheme fell apart because I stepped in. And whatever's coming against you, it's already falling apart, because I'm here. You're not just surviving, my child, you're rising. You're not just making it through, you're stepping into something greater. Take a deep breath, my child. Feel that peace? That's me. Feel that strength? That's me too. Your life is mine, and I'm not done with you yet. Walk forward. The darkness can't touch you. Not today, not ever. Keep going, my child. Your story is just beginning, and it's going to be bigger, brighter, and more powerful than you can imagine.